Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Topit Hidayat. My student number is 1805307. Okay. Today I'm going to telling you about the article from Philip McCann with the title is Perception of Regional Inequality and the Geography of Discontent, Insight from the UK. This paper examines the issue of whether UK displays a high level of inequality between regions or just an average level of inequality. This question arises because of the big difference in public perception. This paper examines the role of different spatial definition, different units of measurement, and different regional performance indicates in articulating the scale of inequality between regions facing a country. These issues have been sparked by debate in the British media. This debate was triggered by mutual accusation by several media, including BBC News Media, The Economist Journal, and the Full Fact Media. The paper then explained the logic, construction, and used the various OECD regional and urban data sets, and this allows one to revisit the debate between the Economist and Full Fact in the light of the broader OECD data set. The following section then expand on this comparison and discussion from 9 to 30 OECD countries and to 28 measures of inequality. As will be demonstrated, the UK is indeed one of the most interregionally unequal countries in the industrialized in the world. In Great Britain and other countries hard hit by the 2008 global financial crisis, plummeting in recent years as productivity growth has fallen near zero. In the UK, increasing our understanding of the so-called productivity puzzle, it's now to the center of government effort to reorganize the economy in the post-crisis era. Regional productivity pattern support national productivity and human relation. Life experience and political responses depend heavily on local productivity as the main driver of local prosperity. This is according to the McCann 2018. Indeed, within a country, the geography of inequality is at least as important as interpersonal inequality as a source of political shock because our democratic political system is inherently geographical, according to the Rodriguez post 2018. It is well known that inequality between regions or intra-urban is usually greater than inequality between regions. The data from OECD 2018. Many scholars agree that Britain is one of the most unequal countries between regions in the industrialized world, according to the Gall and Eagleland 2018. Evidence suggests that at many levels in the UK economy is internally segregated, divided, and disconnected. A fact that the UK has a highly centralized, top-down, largely space-blind, and sector-dominated system of governments almost unequally equipped to deal with. An article published in The Economist concludes that the differences in the UK are much greater than in the other countries, and The Economist agrees that inequality between regions in the UK is very high by industrial countries' standard. This analysis has been widely criticized for being misleading and giving the wrong impression by an article originally published on September 26 in the 2018 by the Full Fact website. The basis of Full Fact claims is The Economist basically compares apple to orange rather than lights. The Full Fact article then goes on to purportedly point out. Point number 1. The GDP per capita measure or index that The Economist uses is not suitable for this type of analysis because they are based on the workplace rather than by residents. And the point number 2, The spatial units involved are meaningless as they compare a small area like the Camden and City of London to places like Stockholm, Washington DC, and Tokyo, whereas a more precise unit of comparison for British data would be somewhere like Manhattan. Based on this point, full fact agree that when the data is used and interpreted appropriately, the UK only display the average level of inequality across regions. We can conclude from this debate that the Economist article is fundamentally correct in its claim that regional inequality in the UK is very high by international standards. It is different with the full fact. Full fact said, meanwhile, the full fact article is fundamentally wrong in its argument and interpretation, and claims that inequality between regions of the UK is only average compared to other countries. Ironically, the full fact article makes the exact same kind of error it claimed to undermine the Economist article. Assessing difference in regional economic prosperity within a country is generally done by calculating various measures of inequality in regional GDP per capita or regional GPA per capita. The third prosperity index that can also be used to assess regional inequality is the per capita disposable income or RDI of the region. The RDI index is useful for understanding certain aspects of society living standards, such as the ability to buy houses and household consumers goods, are so much less useful for understanding economic prosperity and dynamism for two reasons. The first reason, also, it is heavily depend on GDP or GPA. RDI also ignores all investment, profit, and wealth-related economic aspects that are included in the GDP and GPA measures. The second reason, RDI is highly dependent on government policies and political priorities and dynamism that underlie the local economy. In general, therefore, the GDP per capita and GPA per capita indicates are much more than just a measure of the RDI per capita for understanding the prosperity of a place. It turned out that if we compare the UK to 30 OECD countries, it's England which is one of the most interregional unequal countries in the industrialized world, and almost certainly the most unequal large high-income countries between regions. The only countries that are interregional more unequal than England are Slovakia and Ireland. In other words, within a very wide range of 28 indicators, the UK is interregional less equal than the other 28 developed OECD countries. And in among group, the same age, its competitors alone from countries big with a level income that same or more high. English far more not on par between area compared colleges. There has been significant devolution and decentralization of the UK national and subnational system of governance appears to be a top priority to help fight geographic grievances. However, this is especially difficult in England for the three reasons. There is an overwhelming geographic myopia of the London-centric national media debate. And then, the Brexit effect, which is likely to undermine many economic and government efforts aimed at galvanizing a weaker UK region. And last, Britain's recently popular response to the question about the geography of discontent, driven largely by psychological factors, has advances the city versus the city narrative. A growing general awareness of regional economics realities is critical to addressing inaccurate national media and political narrative, and this is true both in the case of the UK as well as in many other countries. So the final conclusion, this UK case, the results are clear that the UK is one of the most regionally unbalanced countries in the industry world. I think that's all for me. I'm sorry for the many mistakes for my spelling or my pronunciation. I'm really sorry very much. And I say thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.